Welcome to the Grubthusiast Grubcast. Today we're going to talk about a place that it's so good yet baffling, and we'll talk about what that means. Also today, I also want to say thank you to everybody that supports the show in your own way. If you really want to help us out, please go to the social medias, YouTube especially. We're trying to grow our audience there. We're trying to put out more videos and things. I'm going to start carrying a camera around with me everywhere I go and go to see places, people, restaurants, and things, and put them up on YouTube. So help us out. Give us a follow. I'm also going to do a book giveaway. I worked at a place that had it's called True Food Kitchen down San Diego, and they have a book called True Food. And it's some Mediterranean style, very clean, very healthy, but incredibly tasty. So if you want to be a part of that giveaway, please go to some of our postings or even Instagram, whatever, and just comment, like, subscribe, whatever it takes. And also, you got to have all three of those: the like, the follow, the subscribe, whatever it is, and then comment as well. And put in there book. Just write the word book in bold, and go to our website too. On the website, grubthusiast.com, we have all the same stuff that we get from all of our videos. Our videos, our podcasts, all up there. Go and subscribe to the newsletter, and we'll have that going. Today, we got to a place in Culver City, my hometown, a place called Helms Bakery that used to be an actual bakery, probably in the early 1900s. And I guess, I don't know how long ago it was that they turned, what year was that? It must have closed somewhere in the 70s, I'm guessing. I don't know. And then it became later a venue. When we left town in the 90s, in the late 90s, there used to be a place called the Jazz Bakery in there. They had like live music certain nights of the week.
Yeah.
We never got there, unfortunately. I don't know why. There's just so much to do. And
I think every time we would walk, we were there. It's like it was busy, full, and we're like,
parking was a trouble too, and as it is always, in LA. But now there's a new place called Father's Office. Not new. I don't know how new it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know how new it is.
Yeah, they have one in Santa Monica and one in Helms Bakery in the Culver City, LA area. So it's baffling to me how they do their thing they do. First and foremost, we went there because V was having her birthday. Went there, took some friends. Some friend of ours joined us. Happy birthday to... Okay. And a couple of friends of ours joined us. And we hadn't been to this place. We hadn't even been to Helms in the area 20 more years, 25 years. It's been a long time.
Well, we went for other things. Like I went furniture shopping there, and
we never bought any Gucci stuff at the end.
No. I went with my family. Like my mom went to HD Buttercup. Then across there was a lighting place across the way.
Wasn't there a place called the Citadel?
Wasn't not there.
Okay.
No, it's a different place. But anyway, and I love that HD Buttercup. And there's a couple furniture shops there and a lighting store. So
is HD Buttercup still there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I used to love that store.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Beautiful things in there.
Absolutely gorgeous.
We went over there. The Jazz Bakery's gone apparently. Right. So there was another closure that really baffled me because I was hoping to go there.
Well, that was the thing.
Sushi bar.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm like, I want to go try Helms because we've done downtown Culver City a lot, and I had gone with my sister to that lighting shop within the last 5 years.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever. I had been there and I had seen restaurants and I thought there was still a music, some music venue, something. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And then when I looked, I'm like, oh yeah, there's still a few places. There's an Italian spot. There's this spot. There's a sushi spot. So I'm like, yeah, they've got restaurants. So I wanted to go back. But when I went with you, of course, we never really do that much reconnaissance. We just go, and wherever we feel, we kind of go.
I feel for me, that is the best because it's so important to me about a vibe.
Yeah.
And what is a vibe, right? It's like you look at the aesthetic of a place from outside the street and you go, are the furnishings and everything inside there look interesting from the street? And then And then I consider what they're doing inside. Like the food.
Yeah. But which is not always the best, right? Because some places, they're not going to look so good, but their food is fantastic.
Well,
So-
I should have called this the Dine Enthusiast show, because I am a foodie, but I'm also a drinky, and I'm also a vibey. So maybe the Vibe Enthusiast. I don't know. Maybe that would have been a better name.
I don't know.
But I guess in hindsight, maybe that would be important, because I don't base anything on the food strictly. If it was just about food, I'd be going to a lot of food trucks and food trailers and
That's
focusing
true,
just
there's
on.
lots of great food out there.
I'd be looking for hand food, like a quick,
Listen,
quick.
one of my favorite places, I was just thinking about it when we were there. I was like, oh, this doesn't work out. I'm going to Apollonia's.
Oh yeah,
And
that'd have been great. But again,
That's not, you don't
that's
sit
not a
there.
dine.
It's not, no.
You eat on the hood of your car.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Standing outside there.
Yeah, I always want something that is going to feel good while I'm there. I like the people to be amiable, and really what it translates down to is the old customer service. I was just mentioning that we'd been to Maui. I was using the Maui example of customer service, the ultimate customer service. When I think of places, I always mention Houston's, but when I think of the ultimate customer service, I always go back to Roy's, the original Roy's in Maui.
And I'm going to tell you, yes, but I bet you that was not the norm.
No, absolutely wasn't. Because what I was expecting when we'd gone to Roy's in LA,
It's not LA.
It was in LA when we went to Roy's.
The only one I knew was in San Diego. So I went to one in San
I thought
Diego.
there was one in LA. Really? Okay. It's been a long time. It was like 2000 or
Yeah, it
2001.
was in San Diego.
Okay. Well, I knew they were a chain of Roy's. They were Hawaiian style, Hawaiian ribs and all this stuff. It was delicious.
Yeah, really good.
And the location was pretty. It was really, tropical, yada, yada, really authentic looking, very cool. So when we went to vacation to Maui for our honeymoon, not honeymoon,
No.
our anniversary, we'd gone to the Roy's in Maui, which apparently is the original one. So being that it was our anniversary, I thought, okay, it's going to be like the one wherever we'd been in San Diego or LA, whatever. And it's just going to be the same thing. Well, because it was the original one, it was more like a cafeteria.
Yeah, you were like, oh God, this is not very romantic.
Well, I was just saying, for our anniversary, you want something.
Yeah.
You want something that has like bottle service. You want something that has, like a kind of
a little more intimate
decor. You want something that has maybe a little dim, a booth, and then you want great service and all that. And if I recall correctly, I don't even recall if they had champagne or anything like that on the menu. I don't even remember. I know for a fact they did not have candles. It was not even. It was bright, like a cafeteria.
Well, it was like, yeah, it's not like we were in a booth or anything. We were in this
An open table in a cafeteria.
With, just wooden chairs, and
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't anything special as far as where you're sitting, and it was very bright, or it was pretty.
It was cafeteria.
Lit.
It was straight up cafeteria.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So I mentioned, I was like, in hindsight, I did it all wrong because I was a little hot, a little irritated. Like, I can't believe that they would represent this over here on the mainland and have this very authentic, like Bali High, like the one in San Diego, in that kind of Hawaiian vibe, all tropical and cool and whatever. I just assumed that the original one would be even better. It would have been the origination of all that vibe would have come from the original one.
Right.
It didn't. So I was like a little hot, and I said, do you guys have like a bottle of wine, or do you have a candle? Can I have a candle? And do you have any of this stuff? I don't recall whatever else I asked for. But they were like, oh no, we don't. Sorry, we don't do that here. And I was like, oh, it's our anniversary. So I kind of made it known that I was
Not
displeased.
happy. Yeah.
And it's not their fault. That's the stupid part on my end.
Because again, it's not like we were checking. You probably didn't even make a reservation. We probably just showed up.
So that is back to what you were saying about just showing up. I because the vibe is so important, it's almost like I have to want to eat in there. You know what I mean? If it was just about food, I'd just be going around to all the handout hamburger
I know,
joints
because
and
I've done
taco
this with
stands
you.
and things.
Yeah.
So
And I get irritated because I'm like, well, let's go. It's supposed to be good. Let's go
it's got
try
5
it.
stars. It's got this
It's
amazing
Michelin
food.
restaurant. Yeah.
But if I'm paying $100 or more for a meal, and I'm gonna, I want something, high end. Something. I don't mean high end like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, none of that. I don't need that. But I certainly want. I want to like the place. I want to like the vibe. I want to feel like I want to be there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like a cafeteria, then I can just grab a sandwich and head out. I could eat in a better place at home.
Yeah,
So,
but the thing for us too, though, was like we knew we would get good food there, and we were already there.
You know what?
And
after I saw it, I wasn't sure. I was sure. I was like, well, if they didn't copy, or if this is not a copy, the ones in the mainland aren't a copy of the original one. Maybe the food is different too. That's my thought.
See, I didn't even think like that. I was just like, the food's the same, because I think I looked at the menu. I'm like, it's the same.
I just didn't know what was going on, and I was kind of, I said, irritated unnecessarily. Like, what are you? You come to a burger joint, and it's just an in and out, and you're like, well, okay, and I'm irritated because so it was dumb on my part. But after I'd mentioned this to the people at the restaurant, the original Roy's, they went across the park. She says, well, what do you want? And I said, how about this or that? They come back with it. They send somebody across the parking lot to the local market there, to the Food Land or whatever it was called.
Yeah, there was whatever. Yeah.
And they grabbed a candle and maybe a bottle of something and brought it to the table.
Yeah.
And that's the best customer service. That's going above and beyond, right? So it is important to me that when we get to a place and I look at it through the window, I want to see like-minded people like myself, or they're all smiling, having a good time, and I want a location. Every time I go into a restaurant, no matter where it is, I don't care if it's an In-N-Out burger, I do something else that's strange. Maybe some people, I look for my spot. Like what view do I want to see whilst I am enjoying the food? Do I want to see a wall, or I want to see out the window? What am I want to look at? So I do it every time, no matter where I go. And it's so anyway. We went to Father's, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, it looks good. They had nice wood on the walls. The bar looked very good.
Masculine, it had that whole wooden, like almost Houston colors. Yeah.
It had this long open bar. It had all the beers on tap.
Yeah, all these beers on tap that they apparently rotate out. So,
it had, various bottles that I was familiar with, like the bourbons and things. I was okay, I see some stuff I might like. Mm-hmm. And so, but here's the thing I did notice, and this, again, it was fairly early. What time did we get there? Do you remember?
Yeah, like 6:30.
Yeah. Something like that. So it was still fairly early on a Saturday night, and our friends met us. They met us there, right? And our friends are like us; they're Houstonites. Houston.
Yeah.
They went with us when we started going back in '93 to Houston's, the one on Rosecrans, the one that's now gone, defunct, missing. They joined us because I started working with my friend, and about 1992 or 91. This is so a couple years before I found Houston's in 93. And then we told our friend, hey, there's this great place. Why don't we go check it out? We ended up equally liking it. Everybody found something they liked. They liked the location. We'd have birthdays there.
We spent so much time there. We would take everybody. We took everybody. You took my dad there to ask him for my hand in marriage.
Yeah. It
means something to us.
If they had served breakfast, we'd have gone. We'd have been breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mm-hmm. They would have been there all the time. So, what was I going to say?
I don't know. Other than it had that vibe, that look of that wooden.
It had a very nice, warm vibe, welcoming.
Yeah.
From the street, and it seemingly had all the requisite things that we needed. They had stuff for cocktails. They had beers of all kinds. And then the vibe was immediately good. And at the time, I know what I was saying. At the time we'd gone, it was still fairly early on a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't a lot of people. It was
weird. There wasn't a lot of people necessarily inside. Like there were spots at the bar.
Yeah.
However, outside, it was really packed. Like there was a lot of people sitting on that outside.
Oh, yes, there was. But I think there was a party.
I think there was a party going on. Yeah. So it was really busy.
So it was busy on the outside in the patio, but kind of loose and open inside. Mm-hmm. where they had this long bar and they had 3 or 4 terminals, like consoles
Yes.
for you to go order,
Yeah.
and which will come into play in a moment. So I was like, okay, cool. This is going to work because there's seemingly, everything we need.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Right.
I don't know about the food,
Yeah.
but the staples for us to possibly have a good time here are that I can see are there. So I think somebody saw some table that was near the door.
Yeah, there was a table that was open when I walked in. I'm like, oh, there's a table there. Maybe let's grab that. But I got to walk past all these people that were initially through that entrance.
Yeah.
Let me walk back to see if there's another spot.
I sat at the spot.
Yeah, because I said, can you save this just in case? And then I went down, and then I found a nice booth, towards the end. And then I called you guys over.
So I go down to this spot. We all kind of nestle into this booth. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got their spot. Mm-hmm. And because I was sitting on the end, you said, why don't you go over there and, go order us a drink or something?
Yeah, because you can't, there's no service at the table. You have to order at the bar and they will bring it to you, but you have to order at the bar.
Which is not really normally a factor. Sure. Okay. Like every place you go.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
You grab it at the bar and or the counter and you go and have it there. Mm-hmm. I thought it a little strange though. Okay. Because something that looks like this with, if you're going to have top quality service, you're going to have a server. That's just my mind.
And there were servers, but it's like, yeah, you go order, they give you a little number, they put it on your table, and they will bring you your food.
Okay. Well, again, then if under those circumstances, why not just take the orders and do it? Whatever. Doesn't matter. So we get past this. I get up from the thing. I go up to the bar, and I'm standing, I see people, the servers, and they're kind of dealing with people. I kind of see somebody who's seemingly done and ready to take my order. And then as soon as I kind of get their attention, they go to the terminal and start helping someone else. There was another group that came behind me. They walked right past me to where this guy was standing.
At the terminal.
At the terminal.
You were in it. Okay.
Because I was in between.
Yeah, you didn't realize you needed to go stand.
I didn't know yet. I found out. So I protest this by going, hey, I was, and I wasn't being I was just like, hey, both of them turned to me like, you need to stand next to a terminal, like that. I mean, and this is the customer too, like going, hey, well, we were here in front of the terminal before you, but I was like, I got your attention, bro. So I was like a little like, oh, okay, so all right, fine. I walk up to the terminal where there's a lady standing, and she's helping someone else. So I'm just patiently waiting now for this terminal. Which, okay, I accepted your rules. Okay. So they finish up and I go to ask the lady for the drinks that you had requested. Mm-hmm. Our friend who goes with us places where they have normal bars. And I say normal, that'll come into play in a moment. He says, I want a Cadillac margarita. Okay. Our friend, his wife, she says, I'd like a dirty martini.
Kettle One.
And I was like, okay. And you said, I want a paloma with tajin and salt.
And lights. Yeah. And
right.
Light sugar. I don't want all that syrup.
Because you'd seen paloma on the menu. They had a big menu above.
Yeah.
So.
And it's their signature. So they have signature cocktails.
Great.
So I said, yeah, give me that paloma, whatever it was called.
Whatever it was called.
Right.
So I'm already having a good time here. Like I'm already kind of like just, and I'm not usually an order taker. I usually have the waitress come or waiter comes to the table, and I wait for you to order, and then I think about what I'm looking at the bottles and go, okay, I'll take one of those.
And I'm thinking you going up, that's good because you're probably going to ask them, hey, let me have a taste of some of those beers because there was all these beers on tap.
See, here's the weird part I found out about me and beer. I've never been a big beer drinker until recently. And I'd worked in a place where they'd allowed us to try a bunch of beers. Mm-hmm. So I slowly but surely over the last 2 years, maybe I kind of drink more beer now, probably to my detriment because a lot of calories, lots of,
But San Diego is such a big beer town.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's so many beer bars.
After this experience of working in a place where they allow me to try them, now I do know a few beers that I like, some of the IPAs, some ales, things like that.
Uh-huh.
So... But in reality, my go-to beer is just a cheapo lager, usually whether it be Corona or, which is on the Gucci end.
I was like, what?
And now, oftentimes, my go-to is the cheapest of the American beers, one of them.
What?
Called Miller High Life.
Since when?
I don't know. I mean, like in the last 6 months, something like that.
Oh, geez. I didn't even know that. You never drank that.
We're always on a budge, right? So I'm always like, let me try. Well, over the last 6 months, since, our budget has changed, I have reeled it in, and I don't buy the high-end Gucci Corona. I started.
Dude, you don't even buy Corona.
I started perusing through some of the lesser, like even our son brought us, here, have a Pabst. They're really, I like Pabst. I have liked Pabst in the past. I actually went to a place that we oftentimes, where I drink a lot of Pabst, where I even knew about Pabst Blue Ribbon, was from Joe Jost's in Long Beach.
Right.
But I really only like it from the tap. I don't like aluminum cans. I don't drink really much out of an aluminum can, where it's often sold because it's inexpensive. So I was trying various ones like, Bud or one of those other ones. I was trying some of the various ones. I just never, Coors in the little short bottle. It's too sweet for me. I wanted something that was kind of more hydration. Actually, when I worked at this last place where I learned about more beers, I got back into Peroni.
You used to buy Peroni a lot.
Which is, again, kind of on the expensive side, right? And then when I left that place, I said, I don't want to even think, because when I drink Peroni, I think about the place. So I don't want to drink Peroni anymore. Oh. Now, it wasn't a thoughtful thinking. It was more about, I didn't have access to it anymore. And plus I was just out to the market and they have this other beer. So I finally landed on the least expensive that I could find, Miller High Life. And now it's just hydration. It's just simple, not too sweet. Love it. Anyways, we get over here to this place and I see all the taps, and I wasn't in the mood really for, I don't really think about what I wanted, but as you were, ordering all these cocktails, which I don't often go for because of all the juice and whatever, it doesn't really mean anything to me. So I often just go for a bourbon or a martini or something like that.
Yeah, you usually go for a martini. Mm-hmm.
But as we were kind of settling in here, I wasn't ready to order. I was still chatting with everybody. And
I think that, the fact that you were on the end and you got up to order, I think that the ordering experience really turned you off immediately. So,
well, no,
no, you came back and you were like frustrated.
No, after I came back, because I'll explain that. Okay. And this is part of this story.
Okay.
So, so I come, you tell me what to order.
Yeah.
I go order it at the bar. And it's, no, we don't have that. Our signature Paloma, we're out of it. The mixture, we're out. Sorry. The Cadillac Margarita, we don't have those things. We don't do that. Okay. So no. So then I said, well, and immediately out of their mouth after they said no was a kind of fill-in for that. Something comparable to that we could offer you is the Paloma, but we don't have any.
Well,
So, okay. So I those two drinks out of the way, yours and our friend, and his wife is drink now, the Kettle One Martini. So I say, I'll have a Kettle One Martini. And they go, we don't have vodka. Okay.
But they had a martini on their menu.
But they serve gin. It's gin.
Oh, it's a gin martini. Okay.
So then I didn't even get to my drink because I just turned down for the three that I'm also supposed to get. So I just turned around, which is the table's just behind me, and I turned to you guys and said, no, no, like that. And each one of you was like, what? Like,
we're looking at it. We're like, it's on the menu. And I see bottles of liquor right there. What are you talking about?
You guys are all like irritated with me. Like, how did you come back with nothing? You didn't get one of. So I said no. Each one of you was like, first of all, I think it was a personal thing. Like each one of you felt dejected because wait, you don't have margaritas? And then they go, there's tequila right there, and I said, yes. Those are only top shelf, and it's for sipping or whatever. They don't use that for their margaritas. And the puzzlement on my buddy's face was like, what? So he's not irritated with me per se, but he's just like confused. So then I turn to you and I say, well, they're out of the Paloma mix. And you're like, what? That's their signature thing. I'm getting this feedback from each one of you. Then I turned to our friend and I said, sorry, they don't have vodka. They don't have vodka. Right? So I said, okay. I said, well, they do have gin. Do you want to try? No, I don't want, no. And now she's looking at the menu going, well, what do I get? And so each one of you is like now revamping.
Yeah,
your
we're
thought.
reevaluating.
You're reevaluating your like expectation of this place because you're like, you have this beautiful place.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything that we want. Nothing. They can't even like kind of meet it. I mean, if I was able to go back to our friend and say, hey, they don't have margaritas, but they have this Paloma, they're out.
Yeah.
And I turned to you and you, Palomas, that's your thing or whatever. And I said, we don't have that for you either on your birthday. And then the big one, which was, they don't have vodka. And what comprises a martini, a dirty martini, is vodka and olive juice and olives. So they don't have that. So I was getting the heat. I was getting the stink eye from you three.
Actually, no, you came back. We weren't giving you stink eye, but you were irritated because you're like, you sure you want to be here?
Well, no, I was just like, wait. It was more like, I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, no, everything I get is no.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I turn around. Why this is important, because it all plays in here. Then I turn around to go back there because you're all sitting there comfortable in your spots. I go back to see what else I can do. What can we do instead? So I turn around to the bar, and I'm expecting to have to line up at a console, right? So I'm standing there at the console on the furthest end of the bar, or the penultimate space. There's four of them. I'm standing to the kind of center middle. But there's no one there. I'm just kind of patiently waiting for my turn. Well, somebody will get my attention and walk up to the console. So then I stand there and somebody comes up in between me and the other console where somebody is standing down the bar. And the guy turns to him and says, how can I help you? But I'm like, he's not at a console.
You didn't tell me that part.
So now I'm just like, okay, another no. I just tried to. So then I walk towards the guy, right? And then he kind of looks at me like, oh, come down here to this other console. So I'm getting all these no's where this is supposed to be easy. Okay, so then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just get out of here.
I know.
Please.
You just came out. You're like, let's go. I'm like, okay. I go, there's other restaurants down. Just let's walk down a little. Because I knew there was an Italian spot. But I'd never been there.
Right.
And so as I walk over there, this long line to get in, I was like, oh, must be really good.
And by the way, it's called Sisters.
Yeah.
Which is probably associated to fathers. I'm guessing.
I don't think so.
I don't. That's
it's not.
How convenient.
That's what
is.
I thought.
How odd.
Yeah.
So, but across this space, right? There are. It's kind of like it's old school industrial, beautiful architecture, and there's a courtyard in between the buildings, and this Father's takes up a good portion of the space, but you have to walk a good distance to what would be Washington Boulevard, because it's in between Venice and Washington Boulevard.
Right.
So we walk towards Washington Boulevard, which is a good stretch.
And Sisters is on
Washington Boulevard. So on the right side, approaching Washington Boulevard, there is an edifice like a front of a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it looks to be named like a Japanese sushi bar.
Yeah, sushi. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay. I wasn't, looking for sushi this evening,
because that would have been $1,000.
Well, not even that. I just wasn't. That wasn't what I was thinking.
The experience. You want it. So I see the front of it, and I go, oh, is it open like that? And on the right side. And I come to find out it's either coming in or leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. It's empty or whatever. Okay. So I turn to the left and there's a place called Sisters. Right. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of food it is. I don't know if I read trattoria or whatever.
Yeah, it's Italian. So I'm like, oh, okay, I like Italian. I'm sure let's go find a bar. Yeah, we'll sit there.
As we approach, though, there's a long line coming out of there. And so I think you were ahead of us.
Yeah.
My friend and I were walking there, and you and she are ahead.
Right.
You make the turn onto Washington
because I wanted to see. I'm like, there's a long line. Let me just see what the place looks like from the outside. And then I realized, oh God, that's not a bar. It's a friggin' like a cafeteria type of thing where you place your order and you take your food out and eat on the patio. No bar. I mean, I'm sure they serve alcohol, but it's not a bar. So it's not what I was going for.
It was the opposite of what I was hoping for.
Right.
And after going to Father's office, which seemed to be everything we're looking for.
Yeah.
Except for things that we like.
Drinks. Mm-hmm.
And customer service. I was like, okay, but I'm approaching where I didn't know your reaction to that, sisters, because you were ahead of us. My own reaction was, well, that's a long line. And then we followed you around the corner, and I took notice of all the stuff through the windows. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it was a bright cafeteria style handout eatery. Not what I want.
No.
And then you continue to the next, looking for something else.
I'm like
down the road.
let me see if there's anything else. And
didn't seem to be.
No.
So you turn back around, and now we're faced with, what do we do?
Yeah,
and we're not far from downtown Culver City, which is a block or two down the road. Mm-hmm. But we'd have to go back to the car, repark, and then go someplace else. But so we're walking back in that general direction, and our friend turns. She says, "I am starving. Yeah. I need food now." And reluctantly, I said, God, what are we faced with? And then we went through that discussion of, do you want to get back in the car? And it turns out everybody just said, let's just go back to that place.
And we'll figure out what we can order.
And we'll figure something out. And I was like, no, absolutely no. But I didn't voice that.
No, because you were going to go with whatever I wanted, which is, thank goodness, I'm happy that it worked out that way.
Well, I think they will be too, because, like when you go, someone cuts you off on the thing and then in front of you on the freeway, and they're really abrasive. They've made the mistake, right? They've almost put you both in jeopardy, but they pass by you, and you're just looking at them like you're not making a face or anything, but they give you the middle finger and yell obscenities at you. After you guys separate and you're going down the off ramp and he's still got the middle finger and going like that. You kind of, I don't know about you, but some people that I'm aware of think awful things. Like I would, oh my God, if I could get a hold of you right now, right? On my way back, this walk back to the place that we've now just by default assumed we're going because there's nothing else around. I was thinking about what I was going to say on this show. I was going to. Oh
my God, that's fine. That's funny because you did. You said to me, "I'm gonna." Well, can I say it?
No, I'm going to eviscerate them with my words because I was so flummoxed by them right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So reluctantly, I follow you in back, and literally at this time, must have been 7:00 or so. We went right back to the table we came from.
Yeah,
right back into the spot that we were in. Well,
and then I told you. You sit down. I'll order. Because I knew you were already mad.
Well, I it wasn't so much I was mad, right? I'm just flummoxed. Like I don't know why we came back here. I don't know what we're going to get here again. Is it going to be more of the same?
Well, I had heard
it's going to be more of the same, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to necessarily be there. I was just like, okay, we're here. I'll just go along, whatever you want, and we'll just do it.
Mm-hmm. And I heard that there was. They had a really great burger, and I was like, okay, I want to try this. And
where did you hear they had a great burger?
I don't remember. And even when we were with our friends, B says, "Oh, they've got really great burgers here." I'm like, "Oh,
she's been there."
Well, she has been there. Yes,
yeah,
she has been there, but it was a long time ago, and she didn't remember. She just goes, "Oh no, they've got really good burger." So I'm like, oh, "Okay," I said,
"Okay,
we'll give it a shot."
And at this point, I'm just literally like, "Okay, it's your birthday." I don't want to be the funky one, kicking and scratching and saying no. I just said, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So we go back to the space. You did decide that you're going to go order.
Yeah.
And make something happen. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, great, cool. So I'm sitting there. I think my buddy was sitting there with me, and we're just chatting away, whatever, forgetting about all of this nonsense. And you ended up bringing me a beer of some kind. You just said, "Hey, what do you want?" And I said, "I don't know, just whatever," because I don't want to sit there and recalculate and figure out. Oh, what do I want?
There's
this?
so many other ones. And the guy that was behind the bar what do you call it when you're not a sommelier?
You're a I think they just said to me recently. I don't remember the name now. There is you're basically a sommelier for beer.
Right.
It's called has a name. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah. So I said, do you know beers? Do you know all this stuff? And blah, blah. And he says, yes, I'm a whatever, whatever you call it. And then I said, okay, well, he likes Stone Delicious. What do you got? Oh, I got something for you. I got something. And he gave me that beer that was called Ghost something. I don't know what, but he's like, oh, if he likes it, let me know. If he doesn't like it, let me know. So
Cicerone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Cicerone.
And he recommended, this beer for you. And,
So all I know is that I ended up getting a beer come towards me. You brought a glass. It was there. I'm like,
right.
Okay, I don't know what what did you order?
I ended up having at least they had wines, okay. So I had I'm like, okay, fine. They had a Cremant. So
okay.
I got a Cremant. Our friend got a glass of wine. I can't remember what.
Just, it's in case somebody doesn't know, a Cremant is a sparkling wine that's not made in the Champagne region. Yeah. It's made just on the outskirts of the surrounding area outside Champagne.
But essentially, I wanted champagne. So I'm like, okay, let me get a glass of champagne because that was on the menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're correct. So I had a Cremant. And I don't remember what we ordered for Adelbert.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but either way, we ordered that, and then we ordered a bunch of food.
Okay, and you said, "What do you want?" And trying to be amiable and not nasty, I just went, "Whatever you want. Just get whatever you want. Get a couple things and whatever."
And so I did.
So you ended up ordering a burger, their signature burger. Somebody else ordered a fish sandwich.
Well, but you have to go back and tell.
I have to tell something.
No, I have to tell the story about it. So I'm going there to order, and so we're both trying to order stuff for our husbands, right? And so B's like, oh no, he doesn't want cheese, he doesn't like onions, he doesn't. So as we're going through trying to order,
and by the way, we don't know any of their quote unquote regulations, and there are numerous regulations that we didn't know,
right? But that was the funny part. So they're telling her, no, can't take out the cheese. Nope. Can't take out the onions. Nope. Can't do. He's
There's
like, no substitutions. No
yeah.
substitutions. And so she's like, oh my God, what am I going to order? I'm like, there's
order.
other things. Let's get the pork belly. Let's get this. Let's get that. So we're like, fine. So we order, but we did. I'm like, I'm still getting the burger, and I wanted the fish sandwich because I asked two people there, what should I have? And they're like, oh, the fish sandwich.
Okay.
I said, better than the burger? They're like, listen, we're known for our burger, but the fish sandwich is what we always order. Okay. And so I'm like, well, I gotta have both. So we ordered both, and then we ordered a bunch of other things. You want me to go through the other
you ordered the pork belly?
Pork belly. Mm-hmm.
Pork belly, which I'll tell you what I think in a minute. And then you ordered the fish sandwich.
Ordered the fish sandwich.
You ordered the burger.
I ordered eggs on the side. So you have to order things on the side, right? So ordered fries, ordered sweet potato fries, which is what I wanted. And she ordered chicharrones.
And you know what? I've slowly but surely become a huge fan of sweet potato fries. And now I am what I would call a connoisseur of sweet potato fries. One of which I want to give honorable mention to them. A place called Upper East in Escondido, California, has what I would consider some of the best I've had. Really great. They have this citrus tartness, some kind of salt or something, a lime salt. Yeah, they are incredible. And but I have literally become a huge fan.
Okay. So we ordered that, and we ordered, chicharrones. So
chicharrones. Okay. Wow. Yes.
So we had just a bunch of little things on the table there that we can eat because they're not huge.
Yeah. What is it?
Some of those things.
I don't know. I mean, those French fries, they were not a ball, like a big flat platter of them.
Oh, you're right.
They were the basket was pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't finish
But it's
them.
all like sharing style, right? We can share all
they're still good size. I don't undermine that.
No. I mean, I'm just saying big enough to where you can share with a few.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's why we ordered all that stuff and the what do you call it? The fish sandwich, the fried fish sandwich, and the burger. So we had we're like, well, hopefully you guys will find something on here that you like. And if not, we can go back because there's lots of other stuff that I would have wanted to try. Honestly, I didn't try it because I'm like, oh, this is going to be too much money and too many things. And I didn't think everybody would want what, I wanted, which I did want two things. And I said it to you. It was it was a salad, which I'm like, yeah, no one's going to want a salad, but it was a duck confit salad.
Why is it that you would say no one wants a salad? Now, considering the fact that we are salad people.
You and I are.
But
we were
I was there. I was there, right?
Okay. Anyway, so the duck confit salad I didn't order. I'm going to order it next time I go.
Oh, okay, you already plan on going back.
I'm already planning on going back. And they had a few other things that sounded interesting. Like even for you, I'm like, well, you like beet salad, and they had a beet salad,
and it's probably delicious.
And they have lamb skewers, which I'm a lamb person.
Yeah.
So, had stuff that I would definitely go back for. Even like ribs, they have like spicy ribs. So a bunch of stuff on that menu that I would go back for.
Right. Well, especially after. Okay, so let's just go through it and we'll decide after that. Go ahead. So, what was your take? What was your star?
The fish sandwich and the fish sandwich and the burger, both fantastic, and of course the sweet potato fries, fantastic.
Now, I don't know why I didn't taste all I didn't get more of that fish sandwich, but what I did have was lovely. Okay, first of all, because I didn't know what you'd ordered, because I was talking and not. When you handed it to me, you said take a bite. I was like, no, it's okay. Because everybody was kind of, taking a bite off of it. And I was like, I wasn't at the moment hungry enough to eat. I really want to eat. I was there for you guys. And I was kind of, again, put off from all the melee at the beginning. And I was just kind of accepting my plate. Right. So I wasn't in the food mode. I just wanted to have a sip of beer, get settled in and kind of figure it out. I figured we're going to go someplace else afterwards. I just assumed. Because every time we're in Culver City, we always do. We go down to one spot, and then we finish up, and we go somewhere else. And being that I wasn't hungry at that moment, I just figured I'll eat something along the way. I'm not really hot on it right now. So you finally convinced me after much discussion to take a bite.
Well, you are the Grubthusiast. You need to taste it, for God's sake.
That's not, but I was, again, not hungry, and I was kind of irritated still. I was still fuming. So I was, okay, I'm good. Go, you guys eat, enjoy, whatever. So you convinced me to take a bite, and not knowing what it was, and I just took a small little bite just out of sheer trying to comply. I got a lot of bun and a little bit of meat, and I was like, oh, this is really moist, but it's delicious. It's okay. It's a chicken sandwich. That's what I thought it was.
Fish.
I thought it was a chicken sandwich. I didn't know what it was. I figured, it just must be a very moist chicken. Because you are a chicken order. I mean, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I don't know too many places we go to that have fish sandwiches. I just don't. In my memory, I don't know a lot of fish sandwiches. Mm-hmm. So when you said there was a sandwich, it's chicken. Oh, it's good. And I said, it's very moist chicken. And you guys, it's not chicken. Okay.
That's right. Yes. Like a fish sandwich.
That was the first thing I tasted, and I was like, all right, it's good. It's real good. Then you had, I said, I grabbed over, got some fries, and the sweet potato fries and the regular fries were pretty good.
Good.
In fact, the regular potato ones kind of smacked of, somebody mentioned Houston's.
I did.
The original
Houston's.
Back in the day, actually in the 90s.
Yeah, the shoestring
Very
fries.
Thin shoestring. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the sweet potato fries, they're good.
They were good.
They are not my favorite. As I mentioned before, Upper East is my favorite currently. But they were good. And then what else? Okay, somewhere along the line, somebody handed me a plate of the, what is the pork?
Pork belly?
Pork belly. I'm a huge fan of pork belly because there was a time not long ago after the kale craze of 2010, 2015, I don't know. Everybody had a kale dish. Kale. Everything had kale in it. Then it was the pork belly craze. Everybody had a seared or kind of rendered pork belly dish. And I like that. Pork belly is really fatty, but as it renders, it becomes nice and soft and on the verge of gelatinous. But the meat's there, and if you season it right, it's really good. Crispy edges. Ooh, it's decadent. I didn't really know what I was eating. It actually seemed like something else. It didn't seem like a pork belly.
Well, I think that's again, no, because we didn't explain it because you were talking before. It wasn't explained. So, yeah, I'm looking at their menu too because I said, because it was sitting on a bed of something. Because you guys didn't get to that bed, or maybe you did get just a bed of what it was, and you didn't get enough pork belly. You needed both together, which was it's braised pork belly, Anson Mills grits sopes, charred pineapple salsa.
Okay, so
and I don't think you had it all together.
The part that made that probably happen the way it did was because it was a little dim, which I like in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was noisy with less people, and we were having a wild conversation about all kinds of stuff. And I really, again, because I didn't order. I don't know what I was going to get. I just heard pork belly. And it's dark. I couldn't really see it properly to see all the layers of things. And then on top of that too, it wasn't the normal, because pork belly has a meat side and it has a fat side. And typically in the past, they usually serve it as a little cubes, right? Cubes of this pork belly, which is the way I like to eat it. Because when the meat's rendered and crispy, the fat's rendered and crispy on that edge, and the meat's soft and tender, you when you grab that cube, you're getting all these sensations of gelatinous, gooey fat, which is good, and that meaty flavor. And then if you season it with sauce or something, it's very delicious to me. But because of the way they cut it in thin layers, which is still it looks like bacon. It's kind of got that the transition from fat to meat. Because it was thin and laying on its side rather than standing up as a cube, which, you go, what's the big deal? Well, the mouth feels different. It doesn't feel like pork belly to me. So that's why I didn't think it was pork belly.
Okay.
And then when
you didn't get the grits,
because I couldn't see what was going on really. I just took the fork and grabbed the top piece of meat, which was laying there, and I just took it like a slice of turkey, something that you grab a little slice and you put in your mouth. And all I got to me was the meat that was okay, and some very heavy seasoning, like a sauce, a dark sauce.
Charred pineapple salsa.
And I put it in my mouth, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I wasn't a huge fan. Now, in hindsight, if you said there's some sauce or some other puree down below that I missed,
the grits sopes,
that would have been important to know. So, anyways, I took a bite, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I passed it back to whoever was, whatever. And then I think I got the burger, right? And the burger, we just had an experience at a place that I was very disappointed in the burger. I'm not really a burger guy, okay? I eat burgers, I make burgers, but if you said to me, what's your number one food? The burger's not anywhere near the top list. But I'm always a fan of an exceptional burger, right? Which elevates it from just a patty and meat and some tomatoes and whatever. This is the burger that I would have. Actually, let me go back to that fish sandwich. There was one of the element that I did that put me off on that fish sandwich. They had some very, very green. It seemed to me like the tops of romaine. If anybody knows a romaine head, it's long and it starts out very light white and it goes all the way to the tip, which is green, very dark green, kind of flappy, kind of lettuce. So it's got all these different textures in it, crunchy, crisp, and watery, all the way to dark green. Well, to me, it seemed like they took the top dark green part of the romaine and they made strips with it, which is not a crispy experience. Not crispy, it's not watery.
Yeah, it was butter lettuce.
Okay, and it was the dark part of the butter lettuce. And to me, I don't know if that worked for me in the sandwich. In fact, as I'm eating that, chomping away with the ends of the long strip of lettuce is actually sticking out of my mouth, having to poke it in because it wasn't a crunchy thing. It was a flappy kind of thing. That to me was unnecessary to me, but otherwise delicious. Okay. So the burger came into my vicinity, and I'll have to say that one of the most delicious burgers that I can say I've had. And you may want to tell them what's in it, but I think it had fig jam in it. Or some kind of jam.
It had some sort of it was the onion jam.
Onion jam. Yeah. That's what it was. Sorry.
It's caramelized onion type of jam.
And the whole composition of it, the juicy tenderness of the meat, the soft, warm sesame seed bun, the jam, it was stunning. So flavorful.
Yeah.
Everything about it. I don't know what cheese they use.
It is two kinds of cheese. There's like a half and half. And that's why when we went to order it, B's like, oh God, no, he's not going to like this. Because, and they wouldn't take it off. It's a blue cheese Gruyere mix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like both of those.
Me too. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be good with caramelized onion. Oh, yum. Yeah. So it's, I'm looking at their menu. It says caramelized onion, bacon, Gruyere, Maytag blue, and arugula. And it was delicious.
Everything about it. Delicious. Amazing. Wonderful.
Moist. The meat itself was so moist and delicious.
And I was just thinking about the other burger that I didn't care for at the recent place. And I was saying, it
wasn't moist.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, the sad part about it is the place really put a lot of effort, and because you look at the description of it on the menu, really a lot of effort went into it, but it just didn't hit. This burger was the absolutely perfect burger. I was saying we should take one of these to this place and have them try it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was delicious. So the fish sandwich was good. The burger was good. The pork belly, to me, it's a miss. And I need to try it with the grits. Maybe that makes a big difference. The fries were absolutely within delicious zone.
And the chicharrones.
Okay, so let's deal with that. I'm sitting on the end of the table, in the chicharrones are in the middle. From a distance, they were stunning to look at. Chicharrones like I've never seen before. Nothing like you'd see in the carniceria. Nothing like you'd see in a bag. Somewhere in between. No meat on them, but beautifully cooked. They look like something you'd see in Willy Wonka. They were these shiny, fluffy. Yeah, like that. You know, when you go to that scene where he opens up the door to Wonkaville or Wonkaland, and there's all these balloon like things on a stick, all shiny and look like candy. That's what they looked like. They were chicharron, but they were like crispy to the point like a Lay's potato chip, crispy and shiny, and from a distance
they were shiny.
Yeah, they looked great.
Had this nice little shine to them.
Yeah, and they had a sauce, and what was it?
Tomatillo sauce.
Okay, I thought it might have been chimichurri, or might have been
tomatillo
pesto. I don't know what it was from a distance. I'm gonna say this: the chicharron were beautiful, and they were perfectly crisp and delicious.
They tasted good.
But the tomatillo sauce, I think it was a miss. I don't think they went together. I think that it's fine. It's fine. I disagree.
They were good.
I don't think that the tomatillo salsa or whatever sauce, I don't think it made it better. I think it maybe I think there could have been 1,000 things you could have done with it. That's my opinion. It could
have just been spicier. That's all. It's a little
maybe a little spicy or something. Yeah. I don't know, but it just, I don't think it helped it. That's all. Okay. Anything else to say?
Yeah, there is something else to say. So when we ordered it, and we're at the table, they come and they bring you the sauces. We ask for ketchup. They're like, nope, we don't have ketchup. Yeah. We don't do ketchup. We're like, what? Yeah. What are you talking about? And they're like, nope, we don't do ketchup. And then so we're like, okay, whatever. So there's no substitutions, no ketchup. And we're like, okay, it better be really damn good. And it was. So it's funny. We went to the website to look, and it clearly says on their website right now, right? It says, okay, who knew a burger could be so damn polarizing? Our no substitutions, no ketchup policy has some people giving us the bird. But let us explain. Our flavor combinations are unique, and we simply want you to enjoy them the way they're intended. Perfectly cooked, with a cold beer in hand, in a casual, come at a moment's notice atmosphere. We hope you'll like it, but if you don't, it's cool. You can tell us to FO, so that's a play on words, right? Because they're if you look at their shirts, whatever, and the name of the restaurant is called Father's Office, which is FO. So it says you can tell us to FO. So, and they apparently have, a lot of awards for their burgers and their food, which I didn't know, right? I didn't know this going in, but it's Michelin 2023. And then down at the bottom here, it's got few of our awards to prove it. So yeah, they've got best beer from Food and Wine, best beer and burger from Draft, best burger from Departures, best beer from Today Show, best burger from USA Today, best burger from The Infatuation. So, you know, a lot of people like it. I liked it. I'm not going to, I'll give it to them. They have everything goes well together. They did do a good job. Ketchup, that one's the one that I'm like, oh, I struggle with that one. But
you ready for my take?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to say this to the hospitality group or to the single person that is decided all of this. And I want to say to not curse on the show. We don't curse on the show. But my friend, you are a bad mofo, to play on words as well. Mm-hmm. You are a gangster mofo, which means mother, father's office.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you, to me, are insanely genius and insanely confident in your ability to attract and deprive at the same time. You are a person that says you're in America where there's apple pie and baseball and the burger and fries. They go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jam. It's like Elvis Costello and Veronica. It's like I don't know. It's marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. You need those things to say you're an American. That's America. Burgers and fries. It's 50s. Ba ba ba.
Yeah, but this has got way more of the food than American food.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Here's the rub. Fries and ketchup. Fries and ketchup. This isn't Canada. We're not having a poutine. We're not going to have fries and mayo and aiolis. Okay, I get it.
Wrong. We are.
I get you are pulling off a. You're standing your ground and you're going to do your thing. And art is the champion. And I will applaud you for your ability to keep a business going under those circumstances and say FO to ketchup and to vodka. Which
the fact that so I had asked him when I went up to get this stuff, I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean you're out? Well, we have all these pre-mixed, whatever for our cocktails. Yeah. So everything's pre-mixed and we're out. We ran out. I'm like, I go, that's crazy. I go, I didn't get into it with him. I'm like, it's too early to be out.
You can't scold him. It was 6:00 in the evening. You can't scold him, but to just say, You are. I mean, I think you're hurting yourself a little, okay? And maybe you do it intentionally because you're trying to stick to your art. But let me say this to you, my friend. If I'm ever in your place again, well, look, this before I say that, let me invite you on the show because I would love to sit down with you and to know the person that is doing this crazy thing. Okay,
has and balls to do.
You obviously are a bad father or mother's father's
FO.
office. You are. Because I don't understand it, how you could survive under those circumstances.
But clearly they do.
They do. So know this, though. I will be coming in with a bottle of ketchup when I come in for those fries. You better know I will,
You'll sneak it.
I will sneak it. I will conceal it. I will have I will have a license to conceal and carry ketchup.
We said the same thing. We're like, we'll be back, but we're going to sneak in some ketchup.
There's no way I'm eating those fries without ketchup because I'm going to be honest with you. The aiolis, they're as good as they may be. They're not for fries.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Actually.
And honestly, if I look, we would have stayed if you had vodka. Okay. And if you had a margarita, we would have been there all night. We would have not gone to the next place. We wouldn't.
Yeah.
So what you did lose, unfortunately, you probably lost at least $150 for that those two things missing, because we immediately went to a place across the street or down in downtown Culver City that we've been before called Laurel Grill. And we spent a bunch more money there. Mm-hmm. So that money would have been yours if you'd had Kettle One. Mm-hmm. And if you'd had, because I had 2 martinis over there. Okay. So you're going to tell me that they were $20-something a piece. That would have been your money. Mm-hmm. And we also had some food. Didn't we have food?
No.
No food. But we had some breads, some appetite bread and something else.
They did order. Yeah, our friends ordered bread.
My point is, in tips and in food and drinks, that would all been your money. That bill would have been $300 for you rather than whatever you spent. So I just want to say, are you sure you want that? Are you sure you want to continue doing that? Because I don't think that's a good idea, for me at least. If you had had Kettle One, if you'd had ketchup, we would have stayed there, probably had dessert. And we
they don't have dessert. That was another.
Okay, so again, I don't even want to go on anymore. But I do say this to you right now, my friend. If anybody knows the hospitality group and knows who's in charge of those two restaurants, please tell them to come on my show, because I want to know you. I want to know you, that the bad mofo that you are, because I can't imagine anybody else doing it. Maybe they do. Maybe this is more common than I'm aware. But I go to nice places like Laurel, like Father's Office, and we stay for a while. And we have friends in there. We keep, buying drinks and food and yada. And if you're nice to us, we'll stay and tip you really, really well. So I don't know. You decide. Anyways, thank you to Father's Office and to Laurel for making our night great. I want to say one more honorable mention here. I want to say this. Went to Laurel, and we're on there having a grand old time. We end up on a spot on the patio. And we come to find out that they don't serve food on the patio. You know what I mean? They don't serve food. And my buddy, who, again, we'd been to Houston's since the early days, he turns to me because this place is kind of modeled. In fact, admittedly, and modeled after Houston's because of the service and all this other stuff. My buddy turns to me and he goes, because when we'd been there previously to Laurel, we kind of compared it. We were like, wow, this is similar to Houston's in every way, in their modality, their service, the uniforms, their styles, very complementary to the Houston's brand. So, but my buddy was like, yeah, the food's not the same. Okay, that was the first occasion. The second occasion, we had all the drinks we want. We had the food. We said, oh, wouldn't it be nice? We're sitting on the patio. Wouldn't it be nice to have some of the bread? Some of their fantastic, amazing bread. And when we asked, they were like, we don't serve food on the patio. And I said, we can't get this little piece of bread to sit here. And we're not going to make a mess. It's not soup. We're just going to have this delicious bread with our cocktails, which would make us stay longer. And they were, no, we don't do that. So I went up to the manager who I'd spoken to before, who gave me the side eye this time, was like, what do you want now? Basically, what was he saying? And I said, look, man, hey, how you doing? Well, remember me? Yo, yeah, sure. And I said, man, I gotta say one thing. My buddy who's with me, who is a Houstonite as well, he said, he turned to me and he says, you know what? If this was Houston's, we'd have that bread. Because they are thinking about the customer. They are thinking about, making the customer happy. If the customer's happy, they're going to spend more. They're going to tip more. They're going to hang more. And that to me is the great sign of a fantastic restaurant, is that thought process. I can't say it enough. I'll go to the top of the Empire State Building and shout it from the top of my lungs. Customer service. Customers pay the bills. Customers keep the lights on. Customers keep restaurants and other businesses open. They close once customers realize that the food doesn't carry it. If the food's too expensive and they have great ambiance and they have great this and great that, but they have mediocre service or bad service, they probably will ultimately go down, because customers they too are expecting to be treated well. They want people to pay attention to their wants and needs and not be thinking about something else, because the customer's there to have a good time. They're definitely there to have a good drink and a good food, but they're there to have a good time. A trouble-free dining experience. And the only way that can happen is the people, the fantastic servers, front house people, managers, and so forth, who think about the customer and want to make them happy. So that said, enough of my preaching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you like, good times, you're in the Culver City area, Father's Office is most certainly should be on the list of places to go. Something kind of not kitsch. No, it is smooth. It is casual smooth is what I call it. And it's got a very nice, intimate vibe. It's got lots of things to drink. It's got amazing food. I mean, I can gripe all day about my feelings about certain of their ideas there, but you can't discount the fact that they have a great thing. I will say this though, that customer service thing, you might turn that up a little bit. Don't put so much emphasis on, these rules. Nobody, I tell you, part of that customer service, nobody wants to go out to an evening and have like 84 no's. No, we don't have that. No, we don't have that. No, you can't do this. No, you can't modify your thing. Even if I'm allergic to onions, you're going to tell me I can't take them off. What's that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. So, yeah. And if you want something that is, I'll say this, the food's okay. Laurel. The place is beautiful. It's on the second story right there in the heart of Culver City. The service is very good. Is it top notch? Is it good like Houston's? No, it's close. The food, yeah, it's good enough, and the drinks, top notch. In fact, shout out to Sierra at the bar. She made a fantastic. She's been doing it a while. She made one of the greatest martinis, and you go, well, what's so hard about it? It's vodka, it's cold vodka in a glass with olives. But some people just they fill the glass up to the very edge. They serve it to you perfectly chilled. They make no mess with it. They've done it 1,000 times. It is a talent. So just to get the right vermouth in there to make it not too much, just give it a little flavor. It's a talent. So either one of the places will not disappoint unless you like ketchup. If you don't want ketchup, or you better bring your own ketchup. You better, to get there to have those fantastic fries, either one of them, sweet potato or regular, at the Father's office. Take your ketchup if you need ketchup, as I do, for fries. I don't understand. No ketchup on fries. Okay. Yeah, and look, I can't emphasize it enough. If you want a vodka martini, can't get that there either. So come on, guys. I don't know. Make a decision. Well, you've done it. You've made a decision to limit the amount of time people spend there. Because if they want something specific and you don't have it, they're going to go somewhere else, as we did. So thank you for listening to this babble. I hope you like this nasally drone, and I hope you get something out of our show. If you do, please support the show. Go to the socials, go to YouTube, go to go to the website, go to grubthusiast.com. Go to, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media place you go. Give us a like and subscribe. Comment. Put some comments in the down there and tell us what you like and what you don't like. Say, hi, you guys suck. That's possible too. But I do want to say to everyone that does listen to the show on a weekly basis that we really, really do appreciate you. Everything that you do for us. Please continue and tell a friend. We need your help. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. And as I always say, be nice to each other, because you know what? Life's too short, and there's no reason to be mean to each other. We're all just trying to get through this. Yeah, there are some people that are a little hotter than others. They get easily triggered by things and they want to complain. But for the most part, everyone's just trying to live and trying to get by. Live and let live. Do your thing, and they'll let you do your thing, and that's what it should be. Everyone should be able to let their freak flag fly if you want, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, come on, be nice. Okay, all right. Enough of me. Have a great day.